Do you know that in Nigeria 1999 Constitution law, Section 35, 36, and 41 actually violate Ms. Comfort Emmanson's human rights of freedom? Freedom of movement was violated. Freedom to dignity was also violated. Let's not look at what we are only judging from the video that is before us. I don't know what transpired inside the play. However, an eyewitness said they asked at the air hostess asked the lady to turn off her phone. And she said, my phone is already on a flight mode. Which if you have been flying airline before, they will give you these two options to either turn off your phone or put it on a flight mode. So if your phone is already on a flight mode, why would you force her to turn off her phone? Again, we've not heard from this lady to really know what happened. We are only judging based on what is out there at the moment. She doesn't not have a right to lay her hands on any air hostess because that also is an assault on the other end. But there was a video from Miss Comfort Emmanson where she was asking the lady to leave her way. And again, what right does the airline lady or the air hostess have to stop a passenger from not getting off the plane? Or because a passenger said because she refused to turn off her phone, though the phone was on a flight mode, then they stopped her from getting off the plane after the plane has alighted. So the question is, why would they do that? I think that was where the whole provocation came from, that escalated to where they have to strip her. You can see the video for yourself. I can't put it out here right now. They essentially make sure everything was exposed and they recorded it, put it out there for everybody to see. What happened? In the case of K1 Ultimate, he actually refused to open the content on his whatever it was with him to the pilot. And the pilot said, you can't get on my flight if I don't get to see the content of what you are carrying. And he refused. And he said if the pilot does not allow him to get into the plane is not moving. But why? What is happening here in this two scenarios? This man is a very wealthy man. What happened thereafter? They have to tell the pilot. The pilot was given a 6-month suspension for telling a wealthy man in Nigeria to open the content of what he was carrying. And then somebody came and said, hang on a minute. If the pilot have to go on a 6-month suspension for asking a wealthy man to open the content of what he was carrying, which by law, you are supposed to show any airline what's the content of what you are carrying. But again, when you have money in Nigeria, you are above the law. So somebody has said, this man will also need to be banned for 6 months for using the airline. And it took him 5 days to come to apologize for his actions. Let's look at it again. Take it back now to Miss Comfort Emmanson. This lady, after her human right of freedom and freedom to dignity was violated, she was taken straight to the prison without a fair hearing. Who does that? Even if she's a criminal, you still need to hear from her. No court procedures, not straight. As we speak now, this lady needs to be free because she's currently at the prison right now. And then again, within 24 hours, a lifetime ban was placed on her. Going to prison, a lifetime ban from not able to use any airline so long as Nigeria is concerned. What kind of country are we living in? And everybody is saying she didn't have the right. Did you watch the video where she politely asked the flight lady to leave her way? She said, you're not going nowhere. And what right does an air hostess have to stop a passenger from not coming out? Is that a duty to stop the lady? That's the police duty. They already have her name, address, and everything. Even if she leaves the flight, they'll go arrest her wherever she's going, or arrest her where she's inside the airport or whatever. I think they need to release this lady. She needs to have a fair hearing. Placing her on a light ban because she has got no money, she's not influential, and yet somebody that has actually committed an obvious crime refuses to open the content of what you are carrying to the pilot. The pilot is on suspension. He is also on suspension for 6 months. After 5 days, he came to apologize. But this lady was not given a fair hearing. We've not even heard our own side of the story because she was taken straight to the prison. Who does that without court procedures in Nigeria? Please just go and make money. Once you have money in Nigeria, you are above the law. What was this? I don't know what happened inside the fly, but I think this is unfair. This is unfair. They are not talking about how they expose this lady. How many men, up to about 8, 9 men, onto one lady? Is there no female security that could have done the job better? But yet, they are placing her on a live band, allowing those men to touch her. She could sue for sexual harassment for that, honestly, if it's a country that is regulated. She could sue for that. I don't know. This is my opinion. I think the airline hostess, they were too hostile to this lady. No dignity was preserved there. Nothing was preserved. And they were the one that actually put this whole thing online. Why is Festus Keyamo not looking at it from this angle? Jumping up, and now the wedding man is free there. Even if they have announced that he can't travel for 6 months, he will still be traveling. We all know that. We all know that. What is wrong with that country? When will they ever emulate international system? When would they ever do that? What's going on here, man? Because I'm getting mental. I'm getting confused. What's happening with this lady now? Please, free Comfort Emmanson. She has a right to be heard. She needs to have a fair hearing. Sending her straight to prison is totally unacceptable. That is another violation of her freedom of speech. Goodness me, what is wrong with that country? Can they do things for once in the right way? Must you always, I don't know, I'm just fed up with this whole thing. But I am here to say free Comfort Emmanson. She needs to be free. She have a right to be heard. She have a right to have her own say. She have a right to say her own side of the story, for goodness sake.